interesting here. We're going to stack it up with washers and then crank it down. Need one skinnier than that. You know, EMF 333, I think that's actually a really solid idea. I'm going to give that a shot. If it'll come out now. Wow. Okay. I think that's definitely a solid idea. Okay, so what EMF said was pull it out and then tap it, which means crank it in there to see if you can get it to start on a stable surface. Is that going to go all the way down? Sure as shizzle it is. Well, thank you very much, EMF. That was a really solid idea. Why didn't I think of that? In that case, we'll put it back into the center position. And then hopefully this screws on easily. No. There it goes. Okay, time to be a muscly man. What a name, what a player. Thanks for the suggestion, sir. Alright, sorry you guys got to move out of the way again. I'm going to clamp onto this with the needle nose the best that I can. And then crank it. Let's see. Still doesn't want to go all the way. Okay, then. So what happens if I turn it here? Oh, it's so weird. Okay, it's really on there now. Okay, a couple more turns. If I can get them good, I think it's there. I think that is the best thing about doing stuff live is you can forget the simplest thing where people have an idea that you never would have thought of. It's great stuff. Okay, why are you still turning? Because the metal's not turning. Well, fudge. Ah, I see. And I need a washer, is what I need. Okay. That's okay. We're gonna get this. One washer will do it. There's just the tiniest amount of space that it won't thread anymore. That needs to be done. That space needs to be gapped with one washer. Oh, come on. Oh, hey. I almost goofed. Oh man, with that washer there, maybe I don't. We're going to crank it down again the same way and see if it works. So I'd rather have more than less to turn on. Let's just throw it on here. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But since we were able to thread onto the back side of the nylon lock nut, this very well could work. It would at least be secure enough not to come off. Okay. Hopefully I didn't ruin the tap by doing it that way. What did I knock it under? My goodness. There you are. Come back to me, little buddy. I just want to put you on this thing so you can do your job. Okay, if I put it in here first, should stay straight. That doesn't work. Good fun with pinball repairs. I don't understand why they designed the post these ways, but who am I to complain? Okay, I gotta almost. I need to be perfectly lined up when it goes on the first thread so I can crank it down without it going sideways. Cheese and rice. We'll get there one day. No, it wants to go sideways for whatever reason. Okay, that's going to have to do. Okay. Contigo is the brand of water bottle destroyer. Thank you, Anthony. All right. Well, this one does look like it's a bigger thread. This might work. No, it's too big. Interesting. Too big. Dropping screws like a madman. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's flashing. It's thrown through the glass, that's right. Sorry about the autofocus. Alright. Smidge frustrated, that's okay. It'll be time for a short break soon. That one should be this one. Yep. Well, if I can get this cranked on there, split skull, it'll be a permanent solution because this will just not need to be done again. The post needs to be secured. No. We got there. I put a slightly smaller size on for it. Let me show you. Put a slightly smaller size on there, but it did thread into the nylon parts. It's probably stripped at this point, but it's very tight. We're going to give it one more turn here, and then that's it. Then we'll do the other side, and then we can get back to the fun stuff. Oh, yeah, that's on there. That post is going absolutely nowhere. Thank you, Fish. It's always the smallest pieces that end up being the most frustrating. Okay, if I remember correctly, this side was not as bad. Yeah, there it is. And in fact, that's quite secure as is. It's not going anywhere. So I am not going to mess with it. I'm just going to leave it exactly where it is. So we're done with that. So now we can drop the playfield back down and get to the fun stuff. What's up, J-Dog? Okay, so it'll be nice and easy here since we got cords. And it sounds like a loose ramp. Man, I really should have resecured that. Everything cool down there? Okay, we're good. This bendy arm is not appreciating all the bending I've been doing. That's fair. I understand. Not what I anticipated when I got these. I thought they would stay strong. Hopefully they hold up at least for repair week. So I do need to move the camera quite a bit. Oh, there we go. It was just bent wrong. Okay, cool. It's going good. JREG, if you do exclam projects, it'll show what current project we are on and what our next to-do list is. Okay, so that turned into a small nightmare. However, that post is as secure as it can possibly get, and this one's in great shape too. So the nightmare is over. Now we can put back on our wire form and our slingshot pieces. I play them, Rejuful. Okay. Give these a nice wipe. Just a little Novus 1 action. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Glad I did this. Pretty grody. Hey, look at that. Do 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 do. One's shorter, one's longer. Which one went to the one side? Oh boy. God bless America. Which one goes to which? This one goes on this side, because I remember when I removed it, it was a tight fit. That's the wrong side. Let's try this side. Much better. We should have 2 nylon washers that will go onto the tops of those. There they are. Each command will display some manner of information regarding what's happening with Pinball Week. Okay, and then we'll crank those down. A day of misplacing our screwdriver. Welcome to my life. Upside down? Yeah, it is. Look at you. Unbelievable. That sure is upside down. What an egregious error. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it. Saved me a few minutes later when I had to pull everything off just to get that. There we go. Really glad I got this secured down. That was like the only really annoying thing on this machine is when the ball would get stuck in that left out lane. Super not fun times. Okay. What time do we got right now? 10 already? Time flies when you're having fun. Well, it's almost 10 o'clock. I'm going to take a very short break here. I'll be back in 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to grab myself some more water. And then we'll replace the flippers, or the flipper rubbers. Clean around this area. Replace this stuff up here. And then work our way up the left side of the machine, working towards the back. So be back soon. Thank you all for joining for the first day of Pinball Week, which runs to July 4th. Appreciate your time. Be back soon. All right, we have returned. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. Whoa. Okay. So we're going to replace the stuff that was over here after I lift this up and clean the shooter lane a little bit. Shooter lane looks pretty gross. I, in fact, am going to grab a magic eraser just for the shooter lane portion. You don't usually use magic eraser on most stuff unless you really want to get a lot of dirt off. Magic eraser is basically, well, it's aspartame foam, but it's basically ultra fine grit sandpaper would be the equivalent to what it is. So something really dirty like a shooter lane, it's pretty nice. Cleaned up the shooter lane on my electromechanical machine really well. I was actually quite surprised at how good it did. This is Creature from the Black Lagoon, Apache Prime. So I'm going to take this magic eraser. I'm going to grab my scissors. Did I leave my scissors inside the machine? I wouldn't be surprised. I think that's probably a bad thing to leave in there. Sure did. No big deal. Just scissors in there. We're going to cut off a small square of the magic eraser. Well, thanks for trying, Jay Greg, and good on him for doing that. It's a huge project. Then we're going to take 91% isopropyl alcohol and just put a little bit in the cap here. Going to dip the tip of the magic eraser into it to absorb up the alcohol. Squeeze it a little bit dry. And then just going to take it and run it on the shooter lane, which is cleaning up great, if I don't say so myself. A lot of dirt here because the ball is always resting and launching. Every single ball you play, the ball has to travel through here. Not too bad. Alright, so we ran out of alcohol in that one. Okay. Squeeze out the excess. We'll have to make sure we get all the alcohol up too. But that got a lot of dirt off. It's never going to be perfect unless you took it onto a rotisserie and sanded it all the way down. But it's considerably better than it was. We're going to take our dry rag, which is our yellow rag. Make sure we get all that alcohol or whatever is left over after the alcohol evaporates off there. Let's take a look at this portion. Well, if I can get a rag down there, I might as well. Cool. Cool, damn GG. It was nice to do it. It was nice to finally get finished moving, to be honest. Good feels all around. So now we're going to reconnect the ramp, and then we'll put the wire form back on and go from there. Okay, so this should thread in, I think, maybe. No, that is far too big. So let's try something like this. That's definitely going to work. Cool. Okay, and then next we are going to... This is the one that we did for the wire form. Wire form goes there. Screw goes there. Oh man, I picked the wrong one again. Okay, that's what I used the long one for. Got it. Pain to get the screws out of these anti-fatigue mats, but the nice thing is if you drop them, you can see them really easy. They don't go anywhere. Okay, that's what we use this one for. It's very important to have a secure connection here because the ball travels here so much and there's so much vibration from the ball being kicked up. And we definitely want to replace this with a new screw. And I'm going to add a washer in too to make sure it's really clamped down. Crap. Should also make sure it's in the right position before cranking it all the way down. There we go. Alrighty, so that's clamped down now. Now we can worry about the rest. The ramp connects here, so it's very important that lines up properly. Looks good. Alright, now we got our piece of plastic, which is right here. This hex goes into the wood post, and there's 2 wood screws on top of that. Looks good. So this is going to rest right here. Well, I guess that's about as good as it's going to get. Wood screw, wood screw. Glad you're liking it, Haiku. Thanks for giving it a chance. Once again, Pinball Week will run through July 4th next week. You're going to get as much... Hey, that's not a wood screw. That's a machine thread screw, sir. There we go. Guess I just never noticed that before. There's a little piece that's not painted under the plastic. I guess you can't really see it from anywhere else. Okay, that's not going to be the right screw either. My goodness. I think this was the screw that went into secure... There it is. Secure the wire form before. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, so that hole's kind of stripped, but that's of no real consequence. Okay, cool. So we got that done. Now we can replace the flipper rubbers and clean the area in the outlanes. So here are the flipper rubbers, and even in just, make sure you go on this cam right here. CDN the third, little hand to you, friend. Welcome back to the Dapper. Appreciate you. Just in about, say, 150 games, that's how much dirt has built up on the ring of the flipper. One of the reasons that we're cleaning it. So, we're going to take some Novus 2 down in this area and kind of just get this area real good. and then come back over. We'll start with just a damp rag with, all right, damp rag with some Novus 1 to start with, just to get the dirt on the outside. If you come in with a Novus 2, which is slightly, just barely abrasive, you don't want to grind dirt into the playfield that you could have just wiped up. I want to touch all the butts. Thank you for keeping it dapper. Appreciate these 6 consecutive months, sir. Much love. Okay. Well, maybe I just used the wrong rag. I don't even know anymore what's what. No, this is Novus 2. So we made pretty good progress tonight. I was really not even expecting to get into the work on the machines tonight, so quite pleased with our progress. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. Okay, you're doing it to me. You want to come out? Okay. The Novus 2 likes to get clogged. I don't know why. It like hardens in there. Yeah, a fair bit of dirt came off there. It's a very high traffic area, so it's kind of what you expect, especially underneath the flippers. Those never get cleaned. Thank you, Alatori. I appreciate that. We have a whole week of pinball maintenance and repair coming up. It's going to last till July 4th. Going to get caught up on all my projects. Should get my hands on all the machines at some point during this week. But since I got this machine, I haven't done anything close to this. I haven't really even shopped it out myself. So it's going to be nice to get this machine into what I consider acceptable condition. Thank you, Doom. You can wax the playfield, yes. I'm not going to wax this one. If you're keeping up with your cleaning, it's not as big of a deal. But wax can definitely increase the... Why is that stuck? Oh, it just got turned around, apparently. That is pretty weird. Flipper was like... Okay, it's good. Okay, so we have to decide what color rings we should put on this. Guess I'll leave that to you guys. Let's see what we have here as far as rings go. Got orange, purple, clear, red, black, and white. I think orange could probably look pretty cool on this machine. What do you guys think? For flipper rubbers, we have purple, clear, orange, red, black, and white. I'm going to say orange or black for me. Well, thanks, Sander. Definitely do believe in pride of ownership. Really? Purple on the creature? It's not a very purple-heavy theme, but it could work. That looks like chat consensus is purple, so let's purple it up. Can always change them later. Let's see how hard these are to get on. Oh, not bad. The super bands are real PETA to get on there. Not too shabby. That actually looks pretty bitchin' if I don't say so myself. Good choice, chat. Good choice. Hello, Karma War. All right, now we're going to move up to here. Fix whatever the hell's going on with that star post. Then we'll strip this, go to the middle, and then we'll be up towards the back where there's a lot of rubber pieces. Probably do black and yellow on the Addams Family, be my guess. Cool. Yeah, there's definitely a purple accent here and on the swamp. It works. It works. It works a lot better than I thought it would. No question that it works. All right, let's bring this back here. These magnetic bowls are a freaking lifesaver. We got one wood screw as well. Cool, Red Skithers. My Adams family's in pieces right now. Kind of one of the main motivations for doing this Pinball Week is to get all my other projects out of the way so I can get down to business getting the Adams family restored and back together. Okay. So something funky happening here because this one is sideways. Let's find the appropriate size ring for this. Looks like that's going to be in here somewhere. A little big. I have a feeling with these you could stretch them out pretty good though. Okay, so we have a wood screw and a hex nut to tighten down. I'm not sure why that one came up, but this one was really tilted to the side, which is not what you're looking for. Okay, let's see if it'll go in there, or if it's stripped or something. Yeah, that kind of is stripped. Let's see what's happening. I'll pull it out. Okay. I mean, it's going in there, but it's really not, it's not doing what it needs to. So, it went right back in, didn't it? Sure did. So all I did was move it over just enough so that it would catch on new wood. And then we'll wrap the new band around it, see how it looks for functionality. Well, I don't think that's quite going to cut it. Okay, then. What I'm going to have to do is actually move it the other way, because the purpose of this post is to stop the ball from directly hitting this piece of metal. So if I can... All right, then we have our final option, since we basically just made that hole bigger, I think, more or less. We're going to use some adhesive to get it in there. And of course, I'm making a mess of what I just cleaned, but that's okay. We'll wipe it all down at the end. So I tried putting a new hole here. That was not effective, though it's... can definitely get it down in there. Okay, so if it's where it's supposed to be, I do that, it's going to pull up. Also have the option of filling that hole, but I don't want to do that either. Okay. Let's see if we can get creative. There's definitely some resources out there. Reddish wizard guy, but most of it you just learn on the fly. All right. Thank you, Pit Boss. Stuff's called U-glue. I've never used it on a pinball repair before, but what's the worst that can happen? So what I've done, this is basically a two-sided tape, right? So oh, I see, it didn't start there. Okay, well, that's all right. Get this all cleaned off. Yeah, it doesn't work is the worst that can happen. In that case, we'll just do something else. So I'm going to slap this down right here over the hole. Lift this up. This should serve a double purpose. The screw is going to go through the glue and maybe give it a little more stick. And it's going to secure the star post down without the threading action. It's called U-glue. Here's the packaging. It's U-G-L-U. Use this for all sorts of stuff. I've never used it for a pinball repair, but I like the product a lot. It's very easy to use, and it does work as intended. Maybe not the strongest adhesive in the world, but it does adhere. So we'll see if that's enough to hold it in place. I don't know. It's not coming off the playfield, but it's not really not going to be enough, I don't think. Got a wise idea. Speaking of using stuff for repairs, let's take one of these rubber posts and then use this as a wedge in between the two star posts. That way it can't come back. That's going to work out pretty good, I think. Okay, so I've wedged this rubber piece in between the two other rubber pieces, and then we're going to slap the band around, which will pull it together even tighter. And you won't even be able to see this because the white rubber rings will be on the outside. So, got that in there. So to clarify, my original idea did not work. And yes, the glue will kind of dry. It's pretty mastic-like in general. Well, not sure if I'm happy with that solution or not. Okay, so let's take a look at what this did. Okay, the glue all stuck to the bottom. I see it went inside instead. Definitely threaded some. Not enough, though. All right. Yeah, a wooden dowel would definitely work. Cream of meat. I do have some toothpicks. I could also try to try something like a Q-tip prawn. The paper would last for quite a while. Another option I do have is drilling through the Playfield. I don't want to do that, though. Let's try this real quick. The worst that happens is it doesn't work. Could also put some wood epoxy in there, or I have quite a few options, but I'd like to have an easy one. That just might work. Always happy to try new stuff. The worst that happens is it doesn't work. And the best that happens is it works awesome. Hey, Kai Inasaki, good to see you, man. Been a minute. Holy shit, that's gonna work. It's happening. Oh, hell yeah. That's a good tight hold. I mean, it could be better, but it's secure now. So what we did, the hole where the screw went was stripped. So we tried gluing it down. That didn't do much. So what we did was cut a little piece of Q-tip off and jam that in the hole, and that gave the screw enough to grab onto. And it got there. So now that'll work. Also added another hole to the Playfield in the process, but no harm done. Sweet. The only time I've drilled through a Playfield was on the Star Trek Next Generation, because the left and right wire form things where the ball feeds into the lanes is infamous for coming loose, so I drilled all the way through and then secured it on the other side. But that's going to make for a nightmare when I go to repair later. Okay, well, we got a bunch of wood grain and crap on our Playfield, so let's wipe that up. I can't believe a Q-tip worked, though. Unbelievable. It's always the simple things. Once again, it'll be Pinball Week all week. I'll be going till July 4th. I'm going to get caught up on all my projects. All we have left is to finish off the Addams Family machine, which I'm very excited for. Okay, we also got this little ring right here. Gonna give that a twist with the screwdriver to make sure that it's secure. Linko, we are refurbishing, or we're shopping out a 1993 Creature from the Black Lagoon by Bally Pinball Company. Okay, see, this is loose. Gotta fix that. Let's make sure, is this loose? Really should have tightened those down while I was there. Thank you, Ion Matrix. Okay, so we gotta find the right size head for those. I think it's the smallest one I have. Maybe. Okay, so I feel as if I don't replace these with a slightly bigger screw, the same thing's going to happen in about 6 months. So for at least one of these, I want to put a bigger screw size in there so I get a nice clean thread. Okay. I never streamed on Justin.tv, Ion Matrix. You must have me mistaken for somebody else. Started streaming just as soon as Twitch became Twitch, actually. So, slightly bigger. Not a lot bigger. Slightly. Enough to get a better thread on the wood. Oh yeah, you're not going anywhere, sucker. Okay, nice. That is much more secure than it previously was. That one's good, good. This is all cleaned out, so we can put our piece of plastic back on. Like so. And that was just a hex and a wood screw. Looking good. So far ahead of schedule from where I thought I was going to be. Feels good. James, cats don't wear pants. She just gave me super sassy meow from the bed. She thought I was talking directly to her. I wasn't, James, okay? Alright, I need to get my shit organized here before I start losing screws. Oh, hey, I didn't replace that rubber. I should probably go ahead and do that. Metal on metal contact never sounds good. Because it's not good. Should be one of these little baby ones, huh? That looks spot on to me. I'm excited to see how these Titan Pinball silicone bands perform. Definitely impressed with how they feel. They feel exactly like normal rubber, except for they're made out of silicone, so they're going to last a lot longer. And also not, they're not porous, so they're not going to absorb dirt, which is always nice. Which hopefully means we won't have to replace them for a long time, which is ideal. So as much as I love doing this, it is time-consuming and somewhat stressful. Alright, cool, that's tightened down. Looks gravy. I have super bands in here, the polyurethane posts. They, I like them, but they're definitely a lot more dense than rubber. So curious to see how these play out. We'll put all silicone bands in the Star Trek Vengeance machine. But we got a ways to go to get to that point. Okay, this is a super long piece of plastic that looks like it's connected by this one too. Very well then, here we go. Oh, it's just a regular nut with a washer. Okay. So this should lift up and hang over here. That should be it for this, I think. All right. So this piece was super loose before, and I managed to pull the plastic up. Oh, I forgot to clean my plastic. Managed to pull the plastic up and kind of just retighten the screws that were there. But going to do the exact same thing that we did to this one. Actually, I'm going to replace both screws with a slightly bigger screw to get a better secure on the wood so it does not come loose. This plate gets hit a lot, so it's no surprise that it came loose. Fire from here to shoot up this ramp a lot, and the ball usually connects on this piece, which explains all the looseness. Okay, I'm missing one. There it is. Actually, the reason I bought these other hex head wood screws was for this very reason. I knew I was going to have to replace a fair amount of them on this playfield. Just slightly wider. Such a better secure. Awesome. Well, that is not going anywhere. We're still going to replace the other side with the same thing, so this one's super loose too. And if this side becomes loose, it's only going to make the other side loose. So the more secure that plate especially can be, the better. Oh yeah, it's great. Very good. This one feels good. I just don't know. I guess that's just the shooter lane, so this one's not taking any real vibration or anything. Doesn't feel like. No, that's pretty secure on there. Would love to get underneath this ramp. It's just not feasible. I'm going to go ahead and replace this screw with the bigger one and then clean that area and put the plastic back on. That diverter's doing good. This is super loose, too loose. Same thing happened with the snack bars, so we'll have to flip the playfield up later and then tighten this down the same way. Cool. Oh my goodness. James, that is too sassy. You do not need to be on top of the Addams Family machine. James. This can go away. Scissors can go back in the drawer. Don't need the wire cutters right now. Trash, trash, trash. Trash. Oh, hey, there it is. Alright, we'll replace this one. This is a relatively high traffic area. I just like to make sure. Might as well replace the ones that I can. At least one on each. Each piece of metal would be ideal. Nice. Yeah, my fingers are pretty wrecked right now from getting tattooed. Okay, we can definitely clean back here. Okay, let's not knock that over. Shooter lane's always going to have a lot of dust and crap in it, but that's one of those things you just gotta concede. Not gonna go crazy with Novus 2 or anything back there. Whatever's there is gonna pretty much stay there and just be chillin'. All things considered, this machine is 23 years old now, and for being 23, it's in pretty damn good shape. Okay. Now that piece of plastic can go back on after I clean it. Hey, thank you, Mace. Appreciate the kind words, sir, and I'm glad the channel did something positive for you. It's always great to hear. Yeah, I think Cream of Meat. I have to guess that this machine was in dry storage or air conditioned storage for a very long time. It really has very little wear on it. I'm gonna guess maybe 3,000 games. Was not abused or in a smoky environment at all. Condition was my main, the main reason I bought this machine. Truly fantastic condition. Pretty much the polar opposite of my Addams Family machine. Okay, what the fudge is going on here? Is that right? That can't be right. Oh, it is. Okay. So this goes back on here with the hex. My Star Trek Next Generation was definitely home use only too. Like the Addams Family, oh my god. The amount of tar I got off that thing when I was wiping it down when it was on the rotisserie is just astronomical. So much tar on the playfield. And dirt, but lots of tar too. It's been a fun repair project though. Playfield was cracked. How'd you even start approaching a cracked playfield? I have no idea where to start on that. Cool. Yeah, we'll get some new lock nuts on there. Why not? I got some of those, I think. Yeah, there they are. Maybe. No, I put it in here, didn't I? Yeah, that's the one. Cracked Playfield. Quite a bit of dirt up here by the pop bummers I didn't see previously. Bar stock underneath, about 8 machine screws through it. Well, fair enough. I can't believe a freaking Q-tip worked. It was your dowel idea that gave me the idea to do that. It was a good suggestion. Okay, just gonna tighten this post down. Make sure. Okay, that's a bit looser than I'd like, but you know what? Gonna have to concede that one because there's not much I can do about it. That one's good. Well, I mean, I could shove a Q-tip down there, but I don't think that's worth it unless this starts really coming loose. Feels pretty secure. All right, next we're gonna take off the snack bar. Yup. This one just looks like two hexes. Really? Wrong size? Okay. Whatever you say, man. Thank you, Dosh, gentlemen. I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. Thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your day to come watch this. I appreciate your guys' time. Happy to do it. Just, okay, that's a post that just came out. Fair enough. Okay, it's connected on that post too. Fair enough. Hello, Gary. All right, so this is the last post I need to disconnect to get this piece of plastic off. This is a relatively high traffic area going around the snack bar. So I want to make sure the piece of metal is secure first and foremost. Then get this plastic cleaned. Yeah, I think a toothpick might have worked, but Q-tip actually did a great job of getting it threaded enough. Oh, hey, I missed a flasher bulb back here. Right on. There's an old school flasher. Let's replace that now with something new. I'm sure I still have them. Where did I put them is a good question. There we go. Have a good one, mates. I'll replace the old one with an LED. Felt like I was missing something. There we go. So, what's up, Etrinix? Get clean back here. Wipe this down a little bit. Looking good. These drop targets definitely need a nice polish off. Okay, it's nice, nice, nice. Definitely need to re-secure that, and we're gonna, even though it feels good right now, I'm gonna put a different screw in here. Then we'll take this off and replace these two pieces of rubber. Sounds like a plan. They can be spambo jambo. Make like what I describe as honking noises. That's too big. James, what are you doing? Are you hyped for Pinball Week 2? She's over in the corner. I think replacing 1 out of 2 of these is going to be plenty. That one felt pretty secure. But if I'm going to be in here, I might as well improve it as much as I can. Yeah, that's real good now. Real good. Do the same thing over here. Actually, it looks like I can access 1 each of these, so I'm going to go ahead and do so. No, I'd like to ratchet. No, the other way. There we go. Okay, that's real solid. And then this piece, is this separated? No, it's the exact same piece. Okay, well, let's replace the other side. If this is going to let me attach here, it is. Cool. Aha. This one might end up being a pain. Okay, good. You can see the side of the rubber here is making clearance on that piece of metal, which is the purpose. When I took the screw out, this piece of metal kind of went over a little bit. You don't want the ball to contact directly on the edge of the metal. Same thing we had happening over here. So, we're good now. Looks good. All right. Yeah, there you go, in Kayanazaki. If you're willing to wait and hunt for a deal, you can probably get a good one. Pinball machine pricing is just so varied based on rarity, and condition is huge too. Condition's probably the determining factor for price. So, how much does a pinball machine cost is kind of like, you know, what machine and what condition do you want and all sorts of stuff. Where do you live? Okay, so we got these 2 pieces of rubber right here. It's going to take a, wow, it's pretty dirty back here. Let's. Okay, so we got these 2 pieces here. We're going to replace these with the silicone rings. So let's find the appropriate size. Looks like it might actually be in this bag. Is that it? Show is. Okay. But before we do that, we need to go in and clean a little bit. It's pretty nasty back up in there by the pop bumpers. Nasty is not even the proper term. It's pretty clean. Not as clean as I would like. Wrong rag. There's definitely plenty of times where people are just like, I need to get rid of this machine, so that definitely happens. Unbelievable. Come on, Novus 2, I love you. I am working on the Creature from the Black Lagoon. That thing. There we go. Whoa! None of that, please. If shit gets in your eyes, it's not pleasant. I'm not going to go blind or anything, it just makes your eyes hurt. Okay, I just want to get this area around the around where I'm working. Not going to really worry about the pop bumper so much, but that's some pretty major dirt accumulation, and rightfully so. The ball travels here all the time. They did do a smart thing and put a giant sheet of Mylar down when they made this machine, which is nice, so most of the playfield's protected. Just a lot of excess buildup, which is totally normal. Anytime you're working with electronic stuff, you're going to have electronics dust, and that eventually works its way to the playfield, no matter how much you want or don't want it to. It's just from one good pass. That's way too much. Okay. Put more on my rag than I wanted to, so I'll just clean back here a little bit. Underside of the pop bumper is pretty gross too, but it's wiping up pretty nice. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. Want to just wipe this down pretty good, make sure there's not a bunch of Novus 2 hanging out in the playfield. It is slightly abrasive. I don't think it'd cause any real damage, but I'd rather not have it hanging out in the playfield for obvious reasons. Looks good. Cool, very happy with that. Okay. Oh, hey, that's the actual rubber, not the silicone piece. Let's put the right rubbers back on. There's one. And there's two. Looking good. I like it. Not going to remove this piece. It's good enough. So Novus is a plastic cleaner. So it goes Novus 1, Novus 2, Novus 3. Novus 1 is a plastic polish. It basically fills in cracks. Novus 2 is a minor abrasive for small damage to your plastics. And like Novus 3 is for really heavy plastic damage. If something's really cracked up, it'll kind of smooth it out. You pretty much never use Novus 3 in a playfield. I've never heard of it being done. It's very abrasive. So Novus 1 for wipe down, Novus 1 for cleaning plastics, and then Novus 2 for cleaning the playfield. Unless you really go at something with Novus 2, you're not going to notice that it's an abrasive, but it is. If you went at the playfield with Novus 2 long enough, you would get through the clear coat eventually. Phoenix Fighter, if you exclaim pinball, it brings up a list of all the pinball streams that I'm aware of. I don't think anyone else is live at the moment on for streaming. Okay, this went right about there. Right about there. And not on the micro switch. Okay. It's not threading great, but it's secured by 2 other screws, so I'm not going to stress that not threading. Or not threading the way I'd like, I should say. Before we tighten down this one, we need to make sure we have a screw in here, which is this one right here, or is it? That actually looks correct. Good enough, anywho. I think it's the RNG that I enjoy the most, Casually Challenged. Overcoming RNG is a great feeling. And pinball is about as random as it gets. Yes, it is a skill-based game, but you are indeed at the mercy of the machine most times. But all those fails make that really good round worth the effort. It's going good, Hola Austin. If you do Exclam projects, you can see a full list of what we're going to be trying to work on this week, or all next week. I'm doing this in part because I want to get the Addams Family completed. It's obviously not going to be finished this week, and that's fine, but I want to get my projects to a point where I'm able to focus on just that. What did I just do? I mean, it's the right size nylon washer, right? Right? Maybe? Maybe it's not. What have I done? I want to say it's right. Well, let's try the next size up. Alright, that's just never going to tighten on there. That's fair. That is fair. Okay, this is the one that I pulled out of the bin. Gotcha. This one I don't need either. It's going to be this one. No, this is the exact same shit. There it is. And then this is going to be the wrong size. We need this one. We've made really great progress tonight. I was not expecting to be anywhere near this far in today, but I usually almost always overestimate how long stuff's going to take, which is good. Alrighty. Alright guys, we're going to take a short break, about 3 minutes or so. When we come back, we're going to pull this piece of plastic, which I'm hoping that this unscrews so I can get it out. We'll make it work. How about that? Yeah, I can get this out. I think I'm going to have to unscrew this piece to actually lift up the ramp to slide it out. We'll start working in this back area here, get around to the pop bumpers, and then all that's left is this playground. There's a lot of rubber back here, and then these pieces. And once that's done, the top of the playfield's pretty much finished. I have some projects on the bottom of the playfield, which we probably won't get to today, but we can finish that up tomorrow for sure. Or Monday, excuse me. But thank you for your patience. Be back in about 3 minutes. No ads for Pinball Week. Appreciate your guys' time. We'll be back shortly. Alrighty, we have returned. Thanks for your patience. Do appreciate it. Okay, so where we're at right now, we're going to remove this piece of plastic, this piece of plastic, and then we'll move over here after that. We got to get to these pieces first. I'm hoping I have enough rubber pieces to get everything. I think I'll have enough. Guess we'll find out. Want to at least get the very high traffic areas with the silicone bands if possible. I could also bust into the set of black Titan Pinball competitive rings I have, but I'd like to keep it rather consistent if possible. Failboat, little hand to you. Welcome to the Dapper Failboat. Thanks so much for the support. Greatly appreciated. It's definitely possible there won't be enough rings. This machine uses a lot of rubber pieces. In comparison to other machines, a ton. But we'll be alright one way or another. These rubbers are relatively fresh. In fact, very fresh. So if I can't get them all off, it's not like the end of the world. Okay, so that's going to be the wood post again. Okay. That seems legit. Well, if I can't go past that. Okay. Not too shabs. Okay, that feels like a wood post too, maybe. Definitely gonna have to lift the ramp assembly up to make it work. Okay. This one will lift out no problem, though. Okay, there's that piece of plastic. Okay. Let's tighten these if possible. Definitely possible. Okay, so we have... Well, that's just plastic. This piece right here is pretty loose, actually. So we're going to replace the screw on that one. But before we get to any of that, let's get this piece of plastic off by pulling up the ramp. Do-do-do-do. It was important I re-secured this before because I was lifting the playfield up and down, but now it can be kind of hanging loose. Too close. Okay, and then we have... Where is it? This one. Definitely going to put a washer in here, I think, because it's starting to starburst the plastic a bit, which is normal. Okay. So now that we can lift this up a little bit, we should be able to pull this up. And out. Oh man, come on. There we go. Slightly sketchy, but we got there. We got there. Quite sketchy, actually. Okay. So we have doubles here and doubles here. Let's pull these out. Let's see if we have the adequate amount of bands left. In reality, I don't think it'd be a nightmare if we used a slightly smaller or slightly larger one, but I prefer not to if possible. Oh, Tornus can take all the credit for that one, casually challenged. Okay, so that's my last two that particular size. So, let's see if there's anywhere else that's going to use those. It actually looks like no. So if I need 5 of those. Tough stuff. I think we can fandangle something here. I can use 1 band and then 2 of the smaller rings to go over top. So I have 10 of those. But before we do that, we're going to make sure everything's fastened properly on all the posts. Okay, that one definitely needed tightened, as did that one. That one was pretty good. That one's solid as a rock. Actually unsure of the need for the redundancy here of the 2 bands. I guess since the pops are right there, they want to do that. But yeah, I'll just put some caps on those. So instead of using this band, I'm going to use 2 of these, 1 on each star post. There we go. That should work out. I mean, if it doesn't, we'll find out very quickly. I think definitely on the other side, there's no need for the double banding at all. I mean, I know that's how they designed it, but seems a bit excessive to me. Actually, in this case, you do need the double band. On that one, you don't. On this one, you do, because if the ball pops on top of that, it'll just get stuck in between the pieces of rubber, which is going to be a pain in my ass. Is that even right? It doesn't feel right. Because it's not. That feels better. Okay, that's all sorted now. Looks good. Now you can put the piece of plastic back on there after we resecure at least one of these. Okay, we got one there, and we're going to do this one too. and one of these. So 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3. Ah, ah, ah. Yeah, this one's pretty loose up here, huh? Oh, there's one there too. Okay, well, I can't get to that one. Because this ramp's in the way. It's much. Maybe I can get down there. Yeah, I can. Just a general refastening, and then one of the larger ones back here should keep it sorted at least for a long while. By the time that comes loose, I'll be wanting to do this again to this machine, if it's still my problem. Much better. Okay, now one of these. This one's really loose for whatever reason. It definitely needs it. Probably from the vibration of the ramp diverter going up and down so much. Would definitely explain why it's loose. Oh, hey, okay, so this thing totally fell out. That the screw goes through on the plastic. I must have missed that. The screw come out without the post? Yes, it did. Okay, so that area is now sorted. Everything's refastened that needs refastened. It's going to take a little rag back there and wipe it down. Then we'll put the plastics back on. Not too bad. Except for this. This is a problem. Okay, now we have to get the plastic back under there, which is going to be an adventure. So before we do anything, let's wipe these plastics down. We'll put the easy one to get on there back first, then we'll go to the hard one. Hey, Shaven Dragon. What's up, Mr. Wales? Your magnetic bowl's still saving my life, sir. Okay, so we'll put the easy one down first, which is over here. Looks like it goes this away. Okay, gotta get that back there. There we go. Nice and easy. Hand thread these as much as possible, then we'll come back and crank them down. Seems legit. I think I'm really going to enjoy playing this machine a lot more after doing this. I was getting kind of frustrated with some of the stuff that was like loose and whatnot. Constantly looking at stuff moving and or ball bouncing in an unintended way is kind of frustrating. Okay. Looks good. Those are good. Is this a double and they didn't put one on there? Or a single? Okay, single it is. That's fair. All right, now for the tricky one. Come on, screw, don't do that. Okay. Should that be inside or outside? Outside. Or inside as is. So sketch. Okay. Sketchy part's over. Nothing broke. Come on. There we go. Alright, nothing broke. We're good. Nice. Oh man, did the plastic post, is it even there? Oh boy. No, the plastic post is still in the playfield. Okay, so there we go. Okay. Do 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 do. Ooh. That was definitely how it was intended. Okay, good. Okay, next thing we're going to do is resecure our ramps because we want to do that. Okay, never mind. We're just going to screw that one back in. It's kind of threaded through the plastic, or the lock washer, or the lock screw is... yeah. That one's not going anywhere. So we'll just resecure that one as was. Not too tight. Don't want to pinch the plastic any more than it was. Then we're going to take this screw, I think, with this washer. Wrong way. Okay. So we got the ramp resecured down. Great. This one's going to be tricky now, isn't it? Oh no, this piece unscrews. Grand, grand, grand. It looks like my piece of plastic is already cracked, so that sucks. That one's not my fault, but it's okay. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a crack. It feels like it's been glued, though, which is interesting. Okay, this one also has... Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I got to pull this to 3/4 and then pull it out the back. Okay. Have to pull this way. Legit. So there's that piece. And now I got a bunch of rubber pieces to replace. But before we do that, we're going to make sure everything is secured properly. Okay, it's the same size piece we had there, so yeah. Actually, I might be able to get away with a slightly bigger one. Let's see if that'll work. Oh, most definitely. Yeah, that should work out good. Should work out great. Was there no plastic post for this piece? Looks like no. Oh, it goes through this. That's interesting. Okay, then. Wonder what the purpose of that is. It obviously can't get stuck there. Very weird. Okay, well, if that's the case... Okay. If that's the case, we need to remove this piece and resecure it. What is the mechanic on the Freddy Krueger machine, Berkta? This piece of plastic is cracked, so definitely want to be careful with it. Okay, that ain't coming off, so I'm going to have to deal with that when the time comes. Okay. So take this one off and this one. Okay, what we have down here is an area... When you shoot up this ramp, it hits here and then falls back into this launcher. So we're going to need to clean this area before we get out of here. But for the moment, it's looking pretty good. See if we got some of these. We should. That's definitely the right size. Okay, Q-tip time. Beautiful. Now we're going to take a Phillips head and make sure those star posts are secured. What do I do with my Phillips head? Dear God, help me. I stick it in my pocket. I like to do that a lot. That's a negatory. That's okay. We'll just grab another one. It'll show up. A lot of these posts have been loose, so I really want to make sure that they're secured down. That's good. Good. Maybe I shouldn't have resecured my ramp so quickly. It's working out okay. Okay, those are on there good. Now we have these two. Which are not the same size. They're the same as these. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. Other bag went here. So I think this is... Okay, that's a little bit small. So maybe I lucked out here and I do have enough. Alright, what's going on in her? That's going to be correct. Yep. You know what? Let's do this. I want to save this ring because I know I'm going to need it. Let's take the smaller of these, since we have 10 of them, and we'll roll a couple of those over the top of those posts, and that'll be more than adequate for that position. Okay, we're going to need... Just going to dump these out real quick. I'm going to need 6 for the mini post, and anything else I can use. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the mini post. That should leave me with 4. 1, 2, or not. That's fine. Oh, that's right. I used a few on the lower playfield. We can mix and match here. It'll be cool. In fact, if I get away with just these, I should. Nope, that's a negatory. Well... Okay, hold on. These are not the same size. Maybe I goofed. Oh, it's definitely not going to work there. I guess for the second one I could use a much larger band instead. Or even a smaller one. Could try going smaller instead of bigger. Or I could do like a flipper rubber. Okay, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for sure. These are definitely needed. I wonder if I could get away with one band there, or if I could get away with just using something else on that. Still got one there. I got these, right? Man, okay, so I goofed. I'm going to have to get this piece of plastic up again because I didn't change these back here. That sucks. I had to remove the ramp again. So I need 6 small ones, and there's the larger one there. Okay. A lot of parts are semi-generic, yes, Yarn Before Farm. There's definitely some things that are exclusive to one machine or another. But most things are, like the rubber pieces are all going to be about the same. Okay, is that right? I don't even know anymore. Let's see. Yeah. Hopefully I don't regret this when I go to shop out the Vengeance machine. I don't think I will. That one has far less rubber pieces than this one. Okay. Well, that'll have to do. A little bit of black on that side. Makes sense to me. The creature's coming out of it. Okay, so these got replaced, I think. Maybe? Yeah, they did. So I did not replace back here, which was my fault. And I also have a loose piece there. So all I have to do now is remove this piece of plastic one more time, replace these, and then these three. I think we'll probably call it a night after that. I'm going to take a very short break before we continue. Thank you, everyone, for coming out to watch today. I do appreciate your time and support. We'll be back in approximately 2 to 3 minutes. When we return, we'll finish off getting the rubber pieces replaced, and then we'll call it there and be back on Monday for the continuation of Pinball Week, which will run until July 4th, which is Saturday next week. Be back soon. I do not build these machines from scratch, no. I'm just working on pre-existing machines. Cool. Mm-mm. Alright guys, we have returned. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. We're getting down to the end here. Feels good. Alright, unfortunately I meant to remove this piece of plastic again. I goofed. I felt like I was forgetting something, and sure enough, I was. So here we go again with removing that piece of plastic, which was pretty sketchy. Easier than removing the whole ramp assembly, though. I don't think I'll ever be fully pulling this machine apart. But who knows? Maybe another day. Oh yeah, this is the one the plastic piece came off too. Fantastic. We've learned from our mistakes. Maybe. We just went on break, Gary. What we last did was replace these rubbers back here. Was the last thing I did. I used black rubbers on these because I don't have enough whites to do what I wanted to, which is okay. Not like I can't go back and replace them later, but I just basically got like a sample pack of the Titan Pinball silicone rubbers, which is basically enough to do one machine. But this machine has a extraordinary amount of rubber pieces compared to a lot of machines. Okay, let's see if we can do this again, this time without being super sketch. Okay, pull it. Guess that's a negative on the not super sketch. There we go. Okay, and let's actually replace stuff this time. Okay, so this screw feels pretty stripped, if I am not mistaken. So we might have to do the same thing we did with the Q-tip last time on this one. I hope not, but it's definitely possible. Oh yeah, okay. Let's get the right size back on there. I think. Maybe? Sure. No, it's this one. There we go. Okay, so this star post is super loose. However, it feels like it's threading properly. So it just needs a nice tighten. Yeah, that's good. Better than I thought it was going to be. Also going to clean back by the pop bumpers while we're here. So we have this piece. Mario Maker looks really cool. I haven't made any plans, though. Casually challenged. Thank you, LaMidget. Well, I appreciate you watching. Subscriber or not, I really do appreciate your time watching the channel. Okay, that went on there real easy. I got ahead of myself. Okay, there we go. That's on there good. So we're going to have to pull off this piece, and then let's just go ahead and take a rag and clean this off while we're here. That way I won't forget again. So I'm going to use Novus 2 for this. It's a pretty high traffic area. So definitely want to get clean back here the best I can. I am cleaning on top of Mylar. There's a big Mylar sheet here. So not going to get everything, but I want to get the built up dirt around the pop bumpers. And yeah, there it is. There's quite a bit of it. At least get something. It's not an area I can clean very often. It's not that you're not going to have dirt in your pinball machine, but if you got it pulled open already, Might as well get some of those hard to reach areas that you're just not going to be able to access during normal maintenance. Pretty sweet. Alright, I'm happy with that. Come back with a normal rag. Alright, now we have one more piece to replace. Okay, I feel like I'm pulling up this whole post because I probably am. Which is not what I wanted to do, but not that I have a choice. This must go. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that goes back in easy. Okay, there we go. Lift this up. Pull this under. Okay. Really an interesting little space back there. Okay, there's that, which is the same as that, definitely. Okay. So what we're going to do is, since this is lifted up all kinds of weird, we're going to slide this underneath and not worry about replacing the rubber right now. We're just going to worry about getting the screw back threaded into the hole and crank it down. Then we'll worry about where the rubber is. However, we got to get it up here first. So if we don't do that, we're going to have a bad time. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we're going to get this secured back down. It feels like the thread is solid, so thank God for that. Okay, the thread could be a lot better, but this piece is not really in risk of coming loose just by the nature of the post going down so far, and it's secured on the other side by the other side of the post, so should not cause a problem. Doesn't mean it won't. Okay, let's get this on there right. There we go. If that ever does come loose, I can fix it. I just don't think it will. I'm going to try pressing down pretty hard while I do this and see what happens. That is a lot looser than I'd like. Yeah. Alright then. Is it getting there, or is it just... Okay, well, we're going to fix it then. So we're going to do the same thing we did on the other one. We're going to cut a tiny piece of Q-tip and put it down in the hole. Scissors. I believe a toothpick would also work here, but this is going to be it. So at least give these screws something to thread into when we're cranking it down. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. So the Q-tip's acting as a grip for the threads of the screw, it should keep it in secure position. Should and will are two different things. Okay, we're good, we're clear. Bam. So the thread's still not the best on there, and this piece is somewhat loose. However, I think that's a symptom of this lock washer, not of the actual post itself. I think the post is secure. So what I'm going to try to do is come in here with needle nose pliers, grab onto the post on the bottom, and see if we can crank the lock washer even tighter. It's been great, Miles. Thanks for asking. We've got a whole heck of a lot accomplished tonight, which feels good. My plan for tonight was just to get... Okay, so what we just learned is this lock washer is pretty screwed. This will not affect gameplay at all, so I'm just going to let that one go. Slightly loose metal piece is not the end of the world. Yeah, we're way ahead of where I thought I was going to be. If you exclaim projects in the chat, you can see the itinerary of what I was hoping to get done, or I want to get done today, next week. We're definitely ahead of schedule on where I wanted to be. Okay, next is going to be getting that piece of plastic back on, and then we have this post, this piece of rubber, and these three, and then we are finished with replacing the rubber pieces. But this post is in a much better place now as far as security. Just this little metal piece is loose. Something we'll have to live with. Okay. I'm going to guess this is going to be about the same, or not. This one did not unscrew the post. Good. Before we do anything else, we're going to make sure that everything here is secured. My main goal of pulling this machine apart was because there was loose pieces everywhere, so I just want to make sure everything has a home and is where it needs to be. That's good. Hello, Lucky Slevin. The extreme of this would be taking all these posts and stuff out and running them through the ultrasonic, but this machine is not even close to needing that kind of treatment. Okay, got one more star post here. Got this piece to put back on with, is that piece of plastic floating around in here? Yes. This piece goes there. Okay. Okay, so I need this. Okay, that's the same. No, it's not the same. Implate, thank you for keeping it damper, sir. Appreciate the 20 consecutive months. What a player. Oh, yeah, I think this is the one I was going to use the slightly larger one on, but we're down to the nitty-gritty here. Yep, there it is. More or less, yes, Gary. Just kind of doing a deep clean of the machine is really the goal here. To get all the rubber pieces replaced and get the machine in top working condition. Certainly wasn't in bad shape before I did this, but it had some loose parts and a few things that I wanted to adjust personally to get the machine where I'd like it. Certainly wasn't broken down or anything, it just needed a little love. Okay, that's right. All right, we're going to take a little Novus 2 to the back here, and then we'll start putting everything back on. And then we'll do the ramps and stuff on Monday. Crazy that time went by really fast tonight. Really fast. Okay, so those are old rubber pieces, old rubber pieces. I'm going to go ahead and put these back in this bag so we know they're there. I doubt it. You could probably argue that a toothpick would be better, Linko, but it's really compressed down in there, and it's not going to get that much vibration. If it ever does come loose, you can do a more permanent fix, like a wood fill or something like that, but I am quite confident it will hold. Oh, goodness, what did I just do? These are not correct. Final Catalyst, thank you for keeping it dapper, sir. Appreciate these 6 consecutive months, man. Okay, I have no idea what I just did there. I apparently pulled out the wrong pieces because those are not silicone. Not even close. What we're replacing right now is we're replacing standard. I already have them on the other plate. Dear God, man. We're replacing what is standard rubber, this stuff, which works just fine, with a silicone alternative from Titan Pinball. The silicone will not dry out as fast, and it will also be more resistant to dirt. Doing good. Mat 11. Okay. Put these back in here. Throw these over here. Oh yeah, I got that little area to clean too. Okay, we'll start with the Novus 2, then we'll go to the Magic Eraser, and then we will put everything back together. So this is our Novus 2 rag. So it's a very high traffic area. Definitely good to get a nice cleaning back here. The ball travels this way every time you launch the ball, and the pop bumpers are definitely a main feature of this table. So no surprise if there's going to be a bunch of dirt back here. Nor is there anything wrong with dirt in your pinball machine. Dirt happens. You know what, let's see what this does. Yeah, it looks worse than it is. Looks way worse than it is. Okay, cool. Got a fair amount of dirt out of that. I mean, that's what I just wiped. Okay, we'll come back in with a normal rag. Make sure we're getting all that Novus out of there. Don't really want to leave Novus 2 on the playfield. Mildly abrasive, so definitely want to wipe up most of it at the very least. I mean, dirt's minorly abrasive, but don't want to leave large globs or anything on there. Definitely asking for a bad time there. Okay, so this goes here, but not yet. Okay, we're going to do one more thing with the Magic Eraser. This area right here, you hit it with the ball, and then it drops down here to launch back out each time you shoot the right orbit. So that's a pretty heavy hot spot for stuff getting into the wood. So we're going to take a small bit of magic eraser here. We're going to take our alcohol, put just a smidge in the cap. Okay, totally missed it. Dip the magic eraser in, squeeze out the excess. This is definitely a more in-depth Final Catalyst than what I've done previously, especially to this machine. Okay. Actually cleaned up pretty damn nice. Not too shabby. Whoa. Not too shabby at all. It's never going to be perfect, but I got at least the base coat off of it. What's up, Cryptech? All right. Rag. Want to swipe this real quick, make sure there's no magic eraser or alcohol residue on there. But that cleaned up pretty nice. Okay. So now we need to get this rubber ring on here. So we can slide this back over. Good. Oh yeah, how are these doing? Well, those metal pieces are good. It's not a high traffic area, so it makes sense. This one. Okay, this screw needs replaced. No major problems with this machine. The only problem I really have with this machine is I have a loose or a cracked pin connector in the back glass. There's just a lot of loose stuff on the machine, so it was kind of driving me nuts playing with some stuff being loose. So I wanted to pull it apart and put new rubbers on and refasten anything that needs to be. Razgriz, thank you for keeping it dapper, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you for the 2 consecutive months, man. Much love. Move your car. Arguably, what I'm doing to the machine may not improve it that much. However, putting your hands on something and improving it really increases the enjoyment of playing, or at least in my experience. One of the main reasons I enjoy working on the machines. The first time you boot it up after you've made a bunch of adjustments, it feels good. That piece that used to shake each time the ball hit it doesn't do that anymore, and you just feel better about it. Yes, this is where the ball is getting stuck down here. It took us about 15 minutes to figure out how to fasten that properly, or, well, frankly, improperly. We reverse threaded a nylon lock washer or lock nut. Okay, cool. So the screw is a little bit bigger, so it will provide a better secure. Still relatively stripped down there, but this is good. Everything's fine. The one thing I like about working on the machines is I always learn something when I do it. Always researching, learning something, figuring some new technique out or something. Feels good. Okay, now we have these 2 left here. So on a good note, we managed to get all silicone bands on this machine. On a bad note, I had to use 2 black ones here. Actually, let me see if I got something that's a suitable replacement. I only have those 2 to go, so maybe I could definitely string a slightly smaller or bigger one over those. So we have, I guess I do have 2 left, so we can use all white pieces. Good. Wonderful. Like today I learned I could thread a hole with a toothpick or a Q-tip if I needed to. Cool, man. We got there. All right, nice. That makes me happier. I wouldn't mind using these, but it's kind of inconsistent with the rest of the table. Cool. Cool, Enos. Yeah, if you do Exclam Tour, there's a whole tour video too. All right, so the last remaining piece of silicone we got on here is these, so I'll just do these posts now, and then we'll worry about putting the plastics back on. Then we'll call it a day. And of course, I put them back in there because I thought, oh, I might not get to it. Of course, of course. Nothing wrong with that, Mizco. It's just all about what you enjoy. If you're enjoying yourself, you're doing it right. 1, 2. Not yet, Mr. Zyle. We're working on it. Kind of one of my main goals of this week was to get caught up enough on my other projects so that I can really just focus on getting the Addams Family back up and running. It's getting close, but it's got some major stuff that I need time for. All the parts are fully cleaned. They've all been ultrasonicked. Playfield's mostly cleaned. I've ordered inserts. We're like right there. We're right there. Okay. So now I need a Phillips head. No idea. I'll be done when I'm done. Okay. One. Okay, so these are those. Very well done. Those look threaded all right, and I doubt these have been removed very often, so shouldn't need to refasten them. Also, since they're supported on two sides, the odds of the whole thing getting loose is very low. Okay, put that there. There for now. Yeah, the last time I actually played Smite was when it was in beta. They made a lot of improvements to it since then. Well, these are interesting to get on. I'll probably put my screwdrivers down. No, I don't, Wheels. Or Wells, excuse me. Okay, let's try going from this side then. Those are a real doozy. Real doozy. Okay. Okay, these are machine threaded, so even better. Machine threaded means we're not stripping the screw. It's in there for good. I've owned this one for about 4 months. God bless you. Little rubber piece, get on there. There we go. Okay, one's a wood screw and one's a machine screw, so I'm gonna have to figure out what's what before we put this back on. Okay, that's pretty obvious to tell what's what. Get the machine one locked in place first, and then we'll worry about the Wood screw. Yeah, wood screw is definitely not gripping as tight as I'd like, but it's good enough. And then same thing on this side. And hopefully these silicone bands don't need to be replaced for a very long time. This is just not something you do every day. I mean, they are silicone, so they should theoretically last for much longer than the rubber pieces. Okay, there's one. Good. Good. Come on. So on Monday, we'll get to the ramps, and then I have a few things to do on the bottom side of the playfield, like, where is it? This is super loose, as is this piece that goes into the kiss is super loose as well. So I got to get those refastened, and a few other things on the bottom of the playfield. I also want to play around with leveling this damn swamp. The thing drives me nuts. If it's not perfectly level, then your ball rolls all wonky, and that's never fun. But I'm sure I'll be playing with that for the rest of my life. Okay, last one here. Then all the rubber pieces are done. Should have done this one first. Should be good, right? Okay. Get on there, little doggy. For every side, I'll just toss these. There's not really a pinch situation I can think of where I'd need these old pieces of rubber. I have plenty of leftovers if I need to do some makeshift repair nonsense with the piece of rubber too. So at this point, we are no longer cleaning and saving rubber pieces. We're just replacing. Definitely good to hold on to rubber pieces, though. I found them very handy for repairs many times. Many times. Have I used a piece of rubber to wedge something or make something more secure, so on and so forth. Definitely not a bad thing to have hanging around. We'll just let that one go. Okay, get the machine screw in there. I'm not going to touch the machine at all tomorrow. I'm going to do everything on stream. That's what I told myself. Sweet. So we now have a full set of Titan Pinball Competition silicone rings installed on the machine. So we're going to put back on the few pieces of plastic that are off right now, and then we're going to call it a day. What's up, Tyrant? Great to see you, sir. Oh yeah, I gotta get this back on. Okay, well, let's take a look at this. That is this piece of plastic, which also has broken piece. Okay. They are not indestructible. In fact, it is recommended you change your pinballs at least every, I don't know, 6 months or so. Probably 3 months on a heavy play situation. If they do get nicked up, they can actually do a lot of damage to your, do a lot of damage to the playfield. A nicked ball can actually do more damage than just about anything to your pinball machine, because when it becomes nicked, then it is sharp, and it can actually cut the clear coat and the playfield. Okay, there we go. Well, okay, we're good. Just let me get the right hex on there. Okay, that is securing, not as well as I would like, but it's definitely getting there. Okay, that's nice and tight, actually. Good, good, good. Very nice. Harbor Freight is a treasure trove of cheap things you didn't think you needed. That's true. That's very true. Actually, got this screwdriver from Harbor Freight, if I'm not mistaken. Like, oh, I need a 45-degree angle ratchet screwdriver. Sure. That sounds like a great idea. Hey, it's been a great screwdriver, so I can't complain. Okay, so that's good, that's good, that's good. Gosh, just a little worn. We got one more piece of plastic here. Gonna clean this up, okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, just a little cleaner than it was. It is pretty glorious. I don't buy tools there very often. They have a lot of cheap stuff, but cheap doesn't mean bad. Okay. So we gotta lift this ramp up again. So sketchy. Come back in this way. Okay, that fell off. That's fine. Okay, so this goes in here, but first we need to get this onto here. Kind of get it back. Okay, you lift up and stop rubbing against the printed circuit board. Okay, everything good. Gravy, golden? Golden. Ish. Okay. That'll do. There we go. Nice. Still threads real good. Yeah, that's right. You can always upgrade later. Or it could last you a lifetime. You never know. Okay, what's left? Okay, that didn't quite get on there the way I needed it to. There we go. I feel like I've missed something. But we haven't. We did a good job tonight. I don't want to put the ramps on just yet because I definitely want to give it a good wipe down before I do that. Though I believe we've made adequate progress for tonight. Playfield's looking pretty good. Everything's a lot cleaner than it was. We got all silicone rings on there. Con Insanity. Thank you for keeping it dapper. Appreciate the 34 consecutive months. You're a legend, sir. I think once you get past 30, you become a legend. I think that's the rule. Come on. It's folding corners. How hard can this be? For me, impossible. Okay, then. That'll do. Okay, so we're going to drop this back down for right now. I'm going to put the glass back on for sure. Otherwise, it's going to be sitting in dust and whatnot. Nobody wants that. When I put the bowl back on here, I'm going to have to resolder these wires, but we'll worry about that when the ramps go back on. Well, thank you, Boltface Killer. It's going to be a great week. All next week is Pinball Week. We're doing pinball repair and maintenance all next week. I have the Star Trek Vengeance machine to pull apart and put new rubber pieces on. That one sorely needs that. Star Trek Next Generation will be looking at the soundboard, which I believe is damaged right now, doing a driver board swap, and a couple other miscellaneous things, putting on a new faceplate. And then we'll also be doing some work on the Addams Family rotisserie, which is what the Playfield's on right now. Got some stuff to finish up for that, and whatever else that we need to accomplish, we will. If you do Exclam projects, you can see the itinerary for next week. Got a lot farther today than I anticipated, so very happy about that. We're going to throw the glass back on here and say our goodbyes. We'll be back and at it on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific, and every day till July 4th doing pinball maintenance and repairs. So it's definitely a shift for me. I usually do gaming content, or video gaming content, I should say. Oh, hey, there's tape there still. Video game content 5 days a week and pinball 1 day a week. But I've fallen really behind on my maintenance, and it needs to get done. I thought it'd be a fun thing to do. Been really surprised about the amount of people that enjoy pinball, especially the repair and maintenance on Twitch. So it's going to be a fun experience, and I'm sure we'll learn a bunch. Probably break something too. That usually happens. What's up, Kessler? 34 frickin' months. What a legend. But alright, guys, that is going to do it for me today. Sincere thank you, everyone, for coming out to watch. I had a really great time tonight. Got a lot more done than I thought we were going to. We'll be back at it on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific for an entire week of pinball maintenance and repairs. Really looking forward to it. You guys are the best. But until next time, keep it dapper and be good to each other. That's all I got for tonight. Frag out. Night, night, everybody. Have a great one.